We'll begin with a little music. Welcome, everyone. Today the theme is listening as respectful leadership. Listening is leadership of the heart. Listening is a timeless rule, a golden rule. This practice can keep love growing within us and in our world, which gives us practice to listen, and our practice then recreates our world. Today, listen to the heartbeat of the world. It beats with the power of love. It beats with your heartbeat, whole and complete, at play with the divine. I have a poem today by M. Clare, who's a New Thought poet. Relevant. It says, the title is, If We Are Naked. We say that we will have a good life. This is a guarantee. If we are kind to one another, if we are patient, if when I speak you listen, and if when you speak I hear. We say that this will be a good life. This is assured if we continue to look for one another, if we want to find, if when I am here I am seen, and if when you are here I see you. We say this will be good life. This is a guarantee if we are naked with one another, if we are clothesless, if when I am vulnerable you shelter, and if when you are defenseless I protect. Welcome to Sheltering Grace, a sound meditation for our one wild and precious life. This sound meditation series is about renewable caring, caregiving of ourselves and our others and the world, to be better gardeners of our one wild and precious life. It's brought to you by myself, Reverend Elizabeth Hager, and San Francisco Unity. The attributions today for listening as respectful leadership, kind of long, but is daily word today, respect. And we just heard from M. Clare, If We Are Naked, from the book, one of her books, called Home Remembers Me. And she will also take us out. This has been a big week. It's only Thursday. The centennial of suffrage, where women fought for and won the vote. I participated in a 1,000-person Zoom call about women's progress and leadership. It was organized by Christian Science Monitor. Very interesting. And finally, we listened to the digital DNC convention, where a wise old white guy and a young woman of color accepted the nomination for president and vice president. Quite a week. The 100th anniversary of successful suffrage, the day women got the vote, was momentous. And it took us 72 years to achieve it. I was raised with a tremendous amount of inherited female frustration at being unable to truly succeed in the world of men. From my mother, who was the first generation of women who could vote. And she doubled down on leveraging that power by employing male leadership style, which was the best way forward for her time, because women as leaders were just too different, and there was a lot of backlash. But women of color in 1920 didn't get the vote in actuality. Racism was doubly against them. They had to keep fighting in the civil rights movement to get into the polls. And what faith that took. The faith of leadership of Martin Luther King Jr., John Lewis, and now Barack Obama. I sat in on a 1,000-person Zoom call from Christian Science Monitor about leadership and women's progress and where we are. There were some very interesting discussions about women's leadership styles versus men, collaboration versus transactional, flat versus hierarchical, empathetic versus competitive, serving versus saving, inner versus outer. The summary of the call for me was that leadership in the 21st century must include all of these qualities, to be about all of us and to make a world that we all want to live in. And yesterday, a woman of color accepted the position of vice presidential candidate of a major party, this woman seemed to embody the more expansive qualities of inclusive leadership and gave hope to an underclass of young women of color that they could be heard and that their lives mattered. And that they could have a good life and be seen and heard, as M. Claire's poem voices. But I was mostly struck by the powerful stories of listening. These stories were mostly about Biden, but they were also universal. And I know about the power of listening from the heart and to hear the heart of another every day as a hospice chaplain. Here we are truly all equal in life and in the leaving of it. At our beginning breath and at our last breath, to be the precious and limited time we have here on earth, to be seen and to be heard is transformational. Here's Daily Word today about respect. I respect myself and all others. Variations of the Golden Rule can be found throughout the world's religions. Today I set an intention to live by this timeless rule of treating others the way I wish I could be treated. I see the divine in myself as a child of God, and I treat others with the highest respect as I recognize and celebrate their innate divinity. And I listen. I offer respect in all my encounters with people. I commit to listening without clamoring to speak. Huge. I practice patience with those who don't keep my pace. Huge. I meet impatience with compassion. I behold my neighbors as my teachers, and I treat them with reverence. Listening is the heart of leadership, and listening is leadership of the heart. Listening is a timeless rule, a golden rule. Today, listen to the heartbeat of the world. It beats with the power of love. It beats with your heartbeat, whole and complete, at play with the divine. So what is your intention today? What is your intention? What would you like to let go of around the idea of listening with your heart, to your heart, or to the heart of another? What is in the way of that? What would you like to affirm? Let's take 3 bells and decide. So we'll check in. Let's listen to our bodies now. That thankless task of embodying us all our lives, our long-suffering bodies. Let's listen to them now and send them love. Let's breathe in the power of love through the heart. Breathe it in. Together, let's hold it. Let that power light us up. And exhale. all that is not ours to do in this moment. Let's take another breath. Let's take a breath of gratitude, which supercharges everything, according to the neuroscientists. I believe them. Breathe in gratitude through the heart. Breathe it in. And exhale. Letting go of all that is not ours to do. Letting go of judgment, shame, stories that aren't working. Let them go. Not useful. And we only have time for the useful. Let's take another breath of sound. We are sound. And when we choose a higher vibration, we vibrate to that. Let's choose. Let's choose to listen. Let's choose the power of heart. Breathe it in. And exhale. Let's continue breathing gratitude and sound in. And exhaling all that is not yours to do. Renew yourself with every breath. If you find yourself drifting, gather yourself back to love, with love. No judgment. Gather yourself down, drop down to that peaceful place, always accessible. Listening is leadership of the heart, and a timeless rule, a golden rule. It is our practice. It is a practice which recreates the world. Listen today to the heartbeat of the world. It beats with the power of love and your heartbeat, whole and complete, at play with the divine. Listening is the heart of leadership and the leadership of heart. And this practice recreates our world. Today, listen to the heartbeat of the world. It beats with the power of love. It beats with your own heartbeat, whole and complete, at play with the divine. We remember this place where we are heard deep down to our core, this place that we listen and hear spirit, this place that is the true ground of our being, always accessible when we drop down, this place of divine instinct and divine reset. This place where we remember that we are the gardeners of our lives. And so it is. I aspire to stay in balance today, and I hope that you have found some reason to do the same, to stay open to the web of possibilities for renewal, because we need it daily to receive the abundant nourishment within which we all vibrate, swim, are, and to use that power to bloom as wise gardeners of our lives and of this world, and so to grow a life and a world of courage and kindness and honor. The final blessing today will be from Richard Rohr. There is a love which itself has the power to free the human heart. Whoever arrives at this place looks at the world differently. The distinctions on the surface no longer exist. Love does not come as theory. It moves in bodies, in nature, and in the ground beneath us and the space between. True love is not emotional. It is a different nature, waiting in us like a secret seed. This is the truth we all must find. The profound problems of the inner and outer world will be solved by love, and this love alone. Thank you all for joining me today. Stay safe out there. And to all of those of you who have signed up for my monthly writings, Taking Care Resilience News, and of course, thank you to all of you who have purchased my book. It is lovely to be seen and heard. A free audiobook will be out very soon, perhaps next week, and you'll get it automatically when you are signed up. Feel invited at emhager.com. Also, my thanks to Mary Oliver for her line from her poem, Summer Day, My One Wild and Precious Life. And finally, my thanks to San Francisco Unity for the invitation to practice as my highest self. I invite you to do that today. We desperately need your voice, that higher voice that you were given. Blessings on your day. Thank you.